What's going on Instagram? This is Coach RJ from Mach 1 Barbell. Today we're going to be talking about the deadlift. We're going to go over a few things to consider as far as grip, foot width, and some checkpoints to look for when you're completing your deadlift.
The speed of sound, the world famous Golden Dragon.
Compared to the squat, the deadlift is a hip hinge. So what you're looking for is a bend at your hips or at your waistline versus a squat where we're looking for a big knee bend. Not too much bend at the waist, a little more knee bend coming back up. So make sure you know the difference between your hip hinge and your squat. A few checkpoints with the deadlift. The deadlift is a one-way lift. So it starts from the floor, you bring it to your waist, and then you lower it down. So if you're not in the correct position before you start, that could alter the way you lift the weight to your waist. A big part of the deadlift is learning how to wedge yourself under the bar. We need to create a lot of tension at the bottom of the deadlift so we don't lose any loose links of your chain as you lock out. So to start, hands just outside where the smooth and the knurling meet. We're going to wedge ourselves under. So that's a combination of driving the lats towards your backside and getting locked underneath with a ton of hamstring, glutes, and core stability. So once you get that wedge, you feel like you're lifting it up about 1 centimeter off the ground. The only thing that's left to do is to press through the floor and bring your hips to the bar. So the first variation that we're going to talk about is the conventional deadlift. The conventional deadlift is where your feet are directly under the knees, which are under the waist, as compared to the sumo, where your feet are outside your base of support. Next up is the sumo deadlift. The principles of wedging under the bar and being a hinge still apply. The only difference is your feet are outside your hips. So start with your feet just outside. They don't need to be touching the plates. Start with just outside the hips. From here, toes are slightly turned out to 10 o'clock. And from here, my hands are working inside my knees. So I'm still going to wedge. I'm going to take the slack out of the bar, press through the floor, and lock the hips. Both are great lifts to use in your program. You want to vary your deadlifts. So one phase, you might take advantage of that conventional. Another phase, you might want to mix it up and try the sumo deadlift. Both cause different tension pulls on different muscles, so it's nice to mix in the both lifts to make sure you're not just staying in one movement pattern. All right, guys, so that's a quick wrap-up of the deadlift. Make sure you like this video. Leave a comment below if you have any other questions that you would want us to answer. Otherwise, try out that deadlift. If you're trying conventional, try sumo. If you're trying sumo, try conventional, and we'll see you in the next video. Boom.